Fire Chief Duck and his friends were at the firehouse, spending a quiet day, when Fire Chief Duck's new friend, Petunia, decided to drop on by. They were spending a lot of time together and getting to know one another. It would be a lie to say that Fire Chief Duck wasn't smitten with her, and perhaps Petunia was as well with him. They talked and planned things out for the day, when suddenly Fire Chief Duck's old rival decided to give him a surprise visit. Smug Fire Department Chief Duck. Long time no see. He wasn't the friendliest of sorts, not at all. Ha! I heard you were Fire Chief, but I couldn't believe it. You, of all people? Ha! Fire Chief Duck wasn't happy to see him. I'm surprised you're even still around, he said with a snark remark. He kept making fun of the poor Fire Chief friend of ours. He kept telling him he was the most pathetic excuse for a duck he's ever seen. This visit was nothing but insult after insult to our friend. He told him how they still laugh and talk about him as one big joke back where they came from. Petunia did not like this one bit. She wanted to stand up for her man and told off Smug Fire Department Chief Duck. How dare you talk bad about him? How dare you? She told him off and told him he was a horrible excuse for a duck. Never has she seen such disrespect and such ugliness in a duck before. How dare you insult him? He's brilliant and brave. More man of a duck than you are. Fire Chief Duck didn't want to start anything, so he just took it, because he remembered how hard it was back in the day. With hope in his heart, Fire Chief Duck wanted to prove that he was a firefighter, and went to Smug Fire Department Duck's fire department and wanted the job as a firefighter duck.
I would like to be a firefighter here, if I may.
You? A firefighter? No.
We'll see.
The bells rang, and they went out to go after the fire. Smug Fire Chief Duck. Excuse me, my men and I have a job to do, so if you would excuse us, he told Fire Chief Duck. Smug Fire Chief Duck still wouldn't allow him to be a part of their team, and kept insulting him, and said he'd never make it as anything, ever, and told him to be on his way. So Fire Chief Duck left. The other two did not like what they saw, the treatment of our poor little friend, and decided to follow him wherever he went. You are losers, said the smug one, and one day he arrived in the town of Duck. And there he was welcomed by the mayor with open wings.
Sure, we can use a man like you in our town. I'm always welcoming of strangers. Let's walk over to the fire department right now. Yes, you are allowed in this town. We welcome you and your little friends.
And he's been accepted and loved there ever since. Meanwhile, in the forest of the town of Duck, little campers were in trouble. A forest fire! Quick! The alarms were set off, and they rushed to go put out the fire.
I'm sorry, but my men and I have a job to do, so if you would excuse me.
Petunia was in awe of how amazing Fire Chief Duck was. Such a leader. In seconds, and Fire Chief Duck's team extinguished the flames immediately. Fire Chief Duck rolled right in. They all congratulated them for putting out the fire and saving their lives. And Fire Chief Duck was proud of his team. Everyone went back to the fire department to give thanks to Fire Chief Duck and his crew. Everyone was thrilled and excited. Even the mayor and Pinkwack were there to celebrate and give them thanks. Smug Fire Chief Duck didn't believe it. He didn't want to believe it. I still don't believe it. Smug Fire Chief Duck, however, didn't change his way.
I still think you're a loser. We shall meet again, loser.
And he left. Proudest of them all was Petunia. I'm so proud of you, little friend. Back in the town hall, Pinkwack, the mayor, and friends still talked up their good friend, Fire Chief Duck.
He did a remarkable job.
That he did.
He certainly is a lucky duck.
And so we end another day in the town of Duck. The end.